How's everybody doing? In today's video, I'm going to give a quick lesson on how to do a technique that was revolutionized by Dimebag Darrell, and therefore it was named the Dime Squeal. So this is a technique which creates a harmonic squeal, similar to, a harmonic is where you have sort of like a phantom note that's ringing out on a string, like where you're not really fretting it. So it's like the high-pitched overtone that comes with a note, but it's just the overtone by itself. So you can play harmonics like that on the 3rd, 5th, 12th fret. Certain places you can get some nice harmonics come out of certain areas on the guitar better than others, but they're typically always there as an overtone when you're playing. So it's just in these certain sort of metal-ish techniques where people have decided to extract harmonics and just utilize them by themselves because it sounds a little bit more harsh and brutal. So typically when you think of a harmonic, you would think of either playing it at its position or doing a pick squeal where you generate the harmonic, which is sort of required to balance out between where you're fretting and where you're actually hitting it with your pick. So you can get a little bit of variation with it. So on the other hand, a dime squeal is going to be a technique that is pretty much separate from those. I mean, you're going to pull a harmonic out, but you're going to do a very unique method to produce that harmonic. So you're going to need a whammy bar to do this. You're going to need probably a double locking full floating bridge where you can dive and pull, because the first part of it is a dive and the last part of it is a pull. Actually, the first part of it is a pluck, but so let me see if I can do one here just as a demonstration. This is what a dime squeal will sound like, and then I'll explain how it's done. And I don't really use a whammy bar very often at all, so forgive me if this is kind of sloppy, but this is the premise. It's basically that. So if you didn't catch what I was doing there, you're using your fretting hand to pluck a note. So basically you get up under the string by the fret that you're gonna need. And then as you pluck it, you're going to dive the whammy bar down. And then you touch the string. Don't fret it, just touch it so that the main note stops, but you leave just enough energy for the harmonic to continue. So you go. So it takes a really gentle touch to, you're first sort of doing something that feels very high power and barbaric by plucking a string with your fretting hand. And then you have to use this really gentle touch afterwards to kill the note, but leave just enough energy for the harmonic to continue to ring out. So and then if you couldn't tell what I was doing with my right hand as that happens, is you're driving in as you pluck the note. You're gonna want to tap the harmonic out when you're at a pretty loose point of tension, and then after that you're going to pull it back, and you can pull it back to where it was, or you can pull it back higher than that. So it ends up with sort of like, and I'm doing this on the 3rd fret as an example because it's kind of a nice point of balance in my opinion for pulling a harmonic out with a low note. Also, the higher the string you're doing this on, the more proportionately gentle your touch is going to need to be as far as cutting the sound off but leaving the energy for the harmonic. So like on the lower strings it's easier. Especially if you never practice it like I don't. And as you go up to the higher strings, it's easy to just kill the note off. would take that gentle of a touch. And as you practice doing this, where the harmonics are easiest to come out on the guitar, you're going to realize it even could depend on your scale length, your guitar, and that sort of thing, where the relationship feels the best. So like I was really having trouble doing a 3rd string one on the 3rd fret, but on the 5th fret, there's just a lot more rotational energy of the string than there is when you pluck it down here. So just keep things like that in mind and just practice this, and your neighbors are going to love it. Practice it all day long, as loud as you can. You won't get any complaints and you won't get evicted or anything like that. And obviously you're not meant to just do that by itself. I mean, it doesn't sound very good by itself. It's not that musical. It's kind of a cool effect where if you're playing a solo, you could throw it in and it gives it just a whole different technique that's not like normal playing, that will sound fresh if you use it sparingly and correctly. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys next time.